Welcome to another episode in our Parramatta Career Mode series. We are in the 17th round, coming off a bye in round 16, and we are getting ready to take on the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Before we get into the match though, we have made a few changes. We'll finally got our origin players back. So as per usual, we've got Fergo back on the wing, Sevo dropping out of the squad. We've got Salmon out, Moses in at halfback. And with Alvaro back, that pushes Polo to the bench and Penny Terapo will be dropping out of the 17. As far as our position goes on the ladder, we still have a chance to snag that minor premiership. We're sitting pretty at third while the Bulldogs are still fighting their way into the top 8 as they sit 9th right now. If I don't show it in the thumbnail or the title, this will be a 2-game episode as we take a look at the Dogs here, and I've got to say it's not an appealing lineup. First set of the match, and we are in the third tackle here as we try a little inside pass, an inside ball to Gutherson, to no avail as we get wrapped up on the 30, and we're going to shoot for the sideline here to try and kick our way out of trouble. And as you can see, we kick it out on the full, which has kind of been a theme these last few episodes. I think if I played multiple games at a time, I'll get the kicking down pat, but at the moment, as Will Hopoate steps past 2 players off the scrum to a pretty soft try, finessing his way past the Browns, both Dylan and Nathan Brown, not related, getting stepped in one motion. But yeah, like I was saying, once I start playing a few games at a time, the kicking game will come a lot easier, as will the goal kicking. But at the moment, I'm recording for 2 games, and like I've said in the past many times, coming back to Rugby League Live 4 after not playing for a while can get a little difficult, as we make a nice break here and we're going to get wrapped up on the opposition's 10. As we go to the short side, throw up a bomb for Bevan French, who gets the bat back, and we're going to get wrapped up for the last tackle. A bomb on the 4th isn't ideal, but we do get another crack at the line as we send it to Moses, puts it on the toe and he gets tackled without the ball. And Alvaro tries to pounce on it, but knocks it dead. We do, however, get the ball back as Mani takes it out of dummy half, spreads it to the right, and Takairangi through the gap gasses it to the corner to finally score our first try of the match. Or they send it up to review, as they always do when you dive into the corner. So we eventually get the green lights, and it's going to be up to Moses to convert it from the sideline. And it's a pretty decent strike as we convert it into 6 and tie the scores up heading into the halftime break. It was a pretty decent half of footy. We did get a couple of cracks at their line. There were a few errors, one ultimately leading to a try for the Dogs. As we jump back into the second half, Paulo charging to the line but gets driven backwards just outside our 20, as Mani sends it to Evans, and Evans gets rocked in the tackle. We continue to go to the left, but we almost throw a forward pass. The game just going too fast for us, as Hoffman with the footwork gets wrapped up just past halfway. I think there was a hand in there when the ball got dropped. We do get the tackle count reset as Moiroa with the fend gets pulled down on the 30. On the first tier, we attack the left edge. A nice drawing pass sets Hoffman down the sideline, and he's going to get driven into touch. Some decent cover defense by Lachlan Lewis. Hoffman not quite having the speed to break away. Well, we do get the ball here inside the final 10 minutes of the game. It's going to be Kane Evans taking the hit up with a little bit of post-contact meters, getting wrapped up 25 meters out as we send it to Moses. Moses just testing the line. On the 3rd this time, we send it to Evans. Evans running across field sets off Dylan Brown, and Brown off the drawing pass to Hoffman, who continues to fight for every meter here, and the Dogs end up giving away a penalty. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty early call from the ref as we get wrapped up inside the 20. We don't have to do much, just take it to the line and set up for the goal, for the drop goal, as we lose it forward in the tackle. And I guess you could say a little bit of justice here for the Dogs. as we head into Golden Point extra time. Golden Point extra time begins with the Dogs in attack as Kieran Foran hands it off to Corey Harawira-Naira. With the break, gets an offload away to Raymond Faitala-Mariner, and the Bulldogs on the attack, getting wrapped up on our 30. They go to the right to Lewis, and Lewis takes it to the line as Alicia sends it to Faitala-Mariner, and Mariner to Faulalo. And the Dogs in prime position to slot a field goal here as Jackson takes the last hit up. We get ready to charge it down. We have a small gap to close here as we sprint out a marker with Nathan Brown, and he doesn't even throw his hands up to charge it down. That was a pretty disappointing end. A monstrous set by the Dogs in extra time, their forwards finally running rampant when it mattered the most. As we take a look at the stats here, then jump right into round 18. Alright, so after that disappointing loss in round 17, it doesn't get any easier as we get set to take on the Melbourne Storm. As far as our lineup goes, for the last time this season, we'll be missing our origin players for the decider, so the usual changes are in effect. Sivo in for Fogo, Salmon in for Moses. Also, Moiroa will be missing a week due to suspension, so Tim Manor will be starting. Finally, filling in our 2 bench spots, Penny Terapo's back, and we welcome back Murata Nukore to the 17. So Melbourne have a few players missing as well, but they've still got a quality side here as they run out sporting their freshly made Anzac jersey thanks to Cormac 1. They're currently just below us on the ladder too, sitting at 4th as we still remain in 3rd position even with their loss to the Dogs last week. First set of the game, and it's Nelson Asofa Solomona. With the break, finally gets pulled down inside their 30 as they attack the right, and a bunch of messy passes here. We end up with the ball, a full set up our sleeve just outside their 30 as we send it down the line, and the veteran Tim Manor gets those legs pumping for some post-contact meters as Dylan Brown sends it to Gutho, and Gutho gets pulled down just outside the 20. Still 2 tackles remain here. Try a little inside ball play to the captain, but Brown gets wrapped up. 15 out from the line. A slow play the ball here. Salmon links up with Dylan Brown, and we try another inside ball play too, to no avail here as we send it to Salmon. Salmon sends it to the skies, a pinpoint perfect kick. Hoffman with the clear lane gets above the opposition to score our first try of the match. What a catch by Josh Hoffman, who's been a pretty decent replacement for the injured Michael Jennings. And I just saw on the timeline that Bevan French was actually leaving the club, so I may as well chuck Hoffman in there, maybe, in future games. So after an action-packed first 10 minutes of the game, the rest of the half was pretty much a stalemate as we head into the break with a 6-point lead. Back in the second half, as we try and get a clearance kick away with Dylan Brown, he gets rushed by Bromwich, gets smashed before kicking it, and the ball ends up going out on the full. So a little insult to injury there for Dylan Brown. We now have to D up to try and stop Melbourne from crossing the line. We're about 55 minutes in.
Oh, kill him!
As Jerome Hughes beats 2 defenders and a clutch tackle by the captain, and we decide to hold on to him there to give the penalty away. And as you'd expect, thankfully they take the 2 points. Melbourne from right in front. That cheeky little tactic worked as we bait them into taking the 2 points, preventing the possible 6. Don't ask me why Bromwich is kicking, must be some kind of glitch. Back on the third, as we throw a terrible no-look pass, trying to catch Gutho on the inside, but gets intercepted. 9 minutes for Melbourne to work as Patrick Alfusi gets wrapped up, 25 out. The pressure is on, trying to hold Melbourne out. as Felice Galfusi gets wrapped up by Salmon. We're going to try rushing up here, trying to shut them down on defense, as they throw a wide ball out to Kamikamika, and he runs into Junior Paulo. On the fourth, they go out the back, and a nice ball to Jesse Bromwich, inches from the line are Melbourne, fifth and last, as they send it to the skies, as French looks to challenge in the air, comes down off the pill, and he powers his way past the 10, and that wraps up all the action there in round 18. Our defense pretty much won us the game, as we keep the Melbourne Storm tryless in the end. As usual with the Parramatta Eels, we're back with the People's Choice, and if you want to participate, vote for your 2 top performers of these last 2 matches in the comment section down below. And if you made it this far into the video, hit up that comment section with the hashtag OddSquad. As always, slap that like button for more Rugby League Live 4 content, or more content in general. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
Hey, pass the smoky 2 ways. Hey, day smoking since the school days. After school detention got us 2-faced. We ain't learning shit but how to skip out.